Hold on a second. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, world.
Can you hear yourself?
I can't hear myself.
You can't hear yourself? Hold on a second. Try the other mic. Try the other mic. Let's see how that works.
Hello, world.
Better?
Hello.
Can you hear yourself?
Hello.
I don't know.
I don't think I hear myself.
Can you hear yourself now?
No.
No.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're good. Someone said all I had to do was just, how now? Can you, oh, these are mic levels. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. You got like a headphone adjuster volume? That's probably why you can't hear yourself. Maybe that's why you can't hear yourself. Try adjusting the headphone. Sorry, guys. We're just working out some technical difficulties right now.
Hello, world. Hello, world.
Can you hear yourself?
I can't hear myself.
Still can't hear yourself.
I can't hear myself, man.
That's for the auxiliary. Hold on a second. Let's just see here. You got like a headphone adjuster volume. That's probably why you can't hear yourself. Maybe that's why you can't hear yourself. Try adjusting the headphone. Sorry, guys. Well, yeah, we're just trying to work out some stuff. Sorry, guys. Give us 1 second. Yeah, everybody can hear you. Yeah, you're good. Yeah,
okay,
sorry, guys.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
I didn't think you could hear me.
we're a little out of it right now. I'm trying to get used to the being behind the microphone again. It's been a minute. Sorry, we had to just. If you heard the silence, nothing happened. No one came in, jacked up the place. Sorry, my throat box is a little dry. We just had to make sure that the world can hear us. My boy Matt Jones couldn't hear himself in the headphones, but whatever. We're all good. We probably don't even need these, but whatever. It's for me, it's for show. I like the way they look. Anyway, back to it. Sorry, got a little distracted. Want to welcome everybody to the Manstrosity show. We will be going every Sunday at 7 o'clock. We were a little late. We had to get used to equipment, like I was said before. Had to get our minds right. Had to get in show mode. You know, you can't just come in here all cold. You got to get a little warmed up. And I don't know about you, but I'm an artist. And I just can't get on stage cold like that. That's just not me. I'm messing around. I'm joking.
You got to get that first one out the way.
Yeah, that is true. I have been kind of nervous. So, been really anxious the last couple of days about coming back on air. Been really excited about it, though. Really excited about the show that me and you guys all remember my crazy producer extraordinaire, Moses Brown. Couldn't join us in the studio. I sent him a couple of text messages hoping that he would be able to come through. Haven't heard from him since we did After School Special Radio. I really miss that guy. That guy was really cool. He was going through a lot of stuff at the time, so I understand if he probably ran out into the wilderness just to get away so that he'd get his head all cleared. And hopefully he'll come back around. But I was talking.
Sad, bro.
Yeah, he was going through a lot. This dude used to go to rehab clinics to sell drugs to people who were in rehab clinics. They like carry like mini bottles of alcohol and like little bags of like drugs and stuff. Like, I will get into specifics, but really can't. Oh, which reminds me, in case you guys are listening, this is 18 and over show. You guys shouldn't be listening if you're not 18 and over. You know, I know with the world out there like it is, you know, everybody's all desensitized and stuff, but really, seriously, the stuff that we're talking about is for, like, it's grown folks. Like, seriously, you shouldn't be listening. Honestly, but moving forward. Let me clear my throat right now. Let's get back on track here. Manstrosity, the show starting starting today. It's going to be every Sunday. I want to introduce again for like the 30th time my boy Matt Jones. Matt Jones, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Matt Jones. Southside Chicago type of guy. I like girls. I like long walks on the beach. I like everything that's nice and cool. Here with my boy Fern. Met him through a workplace. Can't get specific about it.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about it.
I wouldn't want to talk about it.
It's kind of one of them Fight Club things. Yeah, and that's true. We wouldn't want to talk about it.
First rule of it.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. It's really not worth talking about. Anyway. So what do you, besides work and how we met you, what else do you do?
I do music on the side. Shameless plug real quick. You can go Google me at Booby Jones. You know, I'll pop up.
Booby!
Yeah. I used to throw parties. I used to be in multiple relationships at one time. I am now very domesticated.
Ooh, he done saw the light. Lord help him. Lord help him.
Sometimes you turn a new page, but
Oh, that's right. You are a new father.
new father out there. Oh yeah, I am a full-time father.
He's got a new addition into the world. You're like a clone of yourself, right? You even named it after you, right?
Yeah, I did. I did some dope stuff too.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah,
It slips. This is the first show, so we let one slip every now and then. FCC, if you're listening, just give us a small little break. Just send us an email and be like, it won't happen again. We're a friend of mine suggested we come up with sentence enhancers. He was a big SpongeBob fan, so he got that from SpongeBob. So we got to come up with words to replace the words we would normally use. So words would mean other words. But anyway, back to your.
So yes, I did some dope stuff with my son. He's Matt Jones the second. He's not a junior. He's the second.
The second. That's pretty dope. Yeah. So basically, let's break down I was on here last week. If you guys happen to be regulars on Q4 Radio, I was on here. I was on Risque Chatter with Sultry Satin and Tigre or Tiger. I always do that. I don't know why I do that. It's not even a tiger voice. It's more like a cat voice. Anyway, I was on here with those two, and it was nice. It was nice to get a little feel for being back on air and get ready to do this show right now that I'm doing. And they had asked me basically like, so what's your show going to be about? And basically, Manstrosity is and women out there, you guys, just before just let me get it all out before you start going crazy and blowing up the phone lines, which, by the way, if I haven't said it, which I'm pretty sure I haven't said it, because right now I'm just all over the place. It's kind of like I'm getting used to managing my brain right now, because there's so many things I got to remember to say. I got to remember to say, oh, you're listening to Q4 Radio, blah blah blah, and then I got shit out. But anyway,
Q4 Radio.
Yeah, Q4 Radio. It's QUE4.org/radio. And then just click on the play button, and it should pull us up, regardless if you have an Android or a iPad. Whatever phone you have will pull up, and you guys should listen to it all day. We got some great programmers, and got some great underground acts, as well as world music out there. But anyway, women, back to it, because I'm getting distracted again, and I apologize. But women, the station number, because I know you're going to want to call in and yell at me, because you're going to be like, that's not fair, blah, blah, blah. We're trying to lean in and break ceilings and blah, 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 and I get it. But this show is basically kind of like a man show mixed with The View. So I am kind of taking some women things in there, because, men got emotions and feelings too. And I think a lot of people out there just think men are hard. And yeah, there are some really hard men out there, They don't want to be touched, they don't want you sneaking up on them, pinching their ass because they ain't down with that, stuff like that. But, real quick, because I got distracted again. The number, if you want to call and complain or just yell at us or whatever, is 312-985-7834. Once again, that's I'm going to say it really slow, 312-985-7834. Okay. So, now that I got that out the way. So, basically, I was asked, what kind of show are you trying to do? And for me, I had been thinking about it for a while. I had been thinking about a show where, because I was writing some stuff at the time. This is months ago. I don't know. I just, at work with Matt, I would talk about, the stuff. Remember I told you I used to write and stuff like that, and I was working on, I wanted to do, a TV show that would express real emotion in men, and not just the stuff that you would see, the cheesy stuff, there was I think there's Sultry Satin mentioned it on the show that I was on. There was a show, Men with Kids or something like that, just some NBC show that's just super cheesy, and it's oh, I got my baby and I'm in a bar drinking a beer and this is the daytime with my fellas, and in reality it's really not like that. And so I started on this journey of trying to create something a little bit more realistic for men. And I know there's men out there that go through through things with they're going through things with exes, and they're going through breakups, and they got baby mama drama, and not everything is like peaches and cream. Like there me personally, and I can only speak for me personally. Like I went through a very hard breakup, and there was a child involved, and it was very difficult, and there was times where like I completely broke down and was just like a little baby, and I couldn't get out the bed, and like that's just real. Like I see these TV shows about dudes going out and they start smashing out broads, and they like they're living the time of their life, but for me it was nothing like that. And when I see these TV shows, I was just like, man, where's the realness of it? Where's the reality? Like, some of these dudes just don't bounce back like that. Some of these dudes really are broken. Like, it takes them a while to bounce back, and they're just empty shells of themselves. That's it. That's the best way I can explain it, because that's just how I felt at times. So I started on this journey, and I wanted to create something a little bit more real. And for a while I was writing. I was trying to come up with like a pilot about a show about just real men going through real stuff as far as like being single and becoming new fathers. Because when I first met you, Matt, you were still single. You were dating. Everything was all good, and nothing to. And then I kind of remember this, and I'm sorry if I'm kind of putting you, but I remember telling you that I was a dad, and you were just like, oh yeah. And then maybe like a week or a couple weeks later, you were just like, I'm gonna be a dad.
Yeah, too, G.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah. And I was just like, oh shit, dude. And then I remember, because you're about the same age I was when I had my kid, and so I was just like, damn, dude. And for me, that's kind of how we connected when you were telling me what you were going through. And just recently, I went through some stuff with my son, and I told you about that. And I saw a look on your face, and you were just like, man, I'm excited. I want to see, like...
Yeah, my kid gets there and shit.
Yeah, basically. You were just like, yeah, I want to see how I'll handle this. And so, but we'll get to that, like, later on in, like, other episodes of the show. Hopefully, I hope to follow through. There were other outside circumstances that had me had to shut down After School Special, but After School Special is not done, and that show will come back. And I want to thank all my fans who supported me through that. And hopefully those fans will tune in. I actually haven't told many people that this show is happening. So slowly but surely the word will start getting spread. But anyway, back to it. I wanted to start I wanted to start something more realistic as far as expressing men's like true emotions and feelings. Like, dudes cry. They don't want to admit it, but sometimes they cry.
I think most dudes cry alone.
Yeah, and basically, I feel that because my dad kind of told me, he's like, it's okay to cry, but he told me this. He's like, never let your woman see you crying.
I feel you on that, but, like, it's like most of those, like, tough dudes, like, tough dudes, they feel you on that, they cry. Mm-hmm. Just like, does anybody ever see them cry?
No. And then, too, there's nothing with, like, dudes, there's nothing wrong with it. First, let me put that out there. There's nothing wrong with dudes crying.
There's nothing wrong with expressing your emotions in any type of way.
Because dudes cry when they get angry. Dudes cry when they, get sad. I'd cry if my woman, like, if I had a woman and I was, like, feeling something, like, I don't know, like, just say I was a geek and I was like, man, I would really love that Game of Thrones chair. Like that chair that they sit on with all the knives, and she bought me that. Like I'd geek out and be like and like maybe like a tear or two might come out, maybe like one or two. I ain't gonna go too crazy.
I cried when my son came out.
Yo, dude, I was feeling that one too. Like when my son was born, like I was just like broken. Like oh my god, like, and then he rolled over when they put him on that table, and I was just like, this is real. Like this is happening. And he looked at you. You say he looked at you, right?
Yeah. I was the first one he saw when he opened his eyes, man.
Yeah, dude, that was dope.
Yeah.
All the nurses were just like, oh, he rolled over? And I was like, yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy. He's a big kid now. He's a big kid. But anyway, real quick. I keep getting distracted, and I keep getting sidetracked, and I apologize to everybody out there. I'm gonna put on my smooth and sexy voice right now just so I can smooth everybody out.
Q4 Radio.
There you go. I was just about to plug it. You are listening to Q4 Radio. Remember, that is QUE4.org/radio. Anyway, cough away from the microphone. Got to remember that. So I was trying to create this pilot show, and then it came, and then my boy, who shall remain nameless, but is the owner and operator of this radio station, came to me and was like, hey, I think you should do a show again. And I was like, you know what? I have been thinking about doing a show again. And I was like, but I was thinking about doing a podcast. And he was like, no, man. He was like, just come back. He was like, everything's worked out now. Everything's all good. And I was like, we hugged. We bumped it out. Had a couple of brews. And I was like, all right. So for about a month or two, I had been thinking about a radio show that I could do, incorporating my original idea of kind of bringing back like I looked at how women were leaning in and breaking ceilings, and I'm not trying to say that I'm holding women back, but men also too need to remember that they need to be celebrated, and men also too remember are down on hard times and also need someone to help them lift them up, because I'm tired of thinking, I get tired of hearing that, oh, you're a man, you're just supposed to pull you up. But yeah, sometimes you need a helping hand. We've all had helping hands out there to pull us out of rough spots. And so when my boy came up to me and asked me about doing told me I should do the radio show again, I was just like, all right. So for about a couple months, I sat there and I mulled over it, and I thought and I thought and I thought and I thought, what was something more like those dudes that you're with your you introduced me to a side again that, you know, black side, because I am black.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm black. And I had tried to steer away from.
You are black and Mexican.
Yeah, I am black and Mexican, but I was kind of raised black. I ain't gonna lie.
You're raised black and Mexican.
Nah, because I stayed on the south. I lived on the south side of Chicago.
You're raised black.
Yeah, I lived on 119th and Yale, and then we would go there every weekend from like when we were from the age of 4. I was always on the south side every weekend. In the summer times, I was there on the south side, and then there was a little incident. We got taken away from my mom, and we had to go live with my grandmother on the south side. So I went to school over there, and, you know, I joke around, like, I was like, man, you want to fit on the south side? I was like, you can't, like, pull your chips out the bag. You got to turn the bag sideways and, like, shake them down your throat. And my mom was like, you stupid. I was like, mother, that's how it is. Like, you can't go over there walking, eating chips one at a time out the bag. It's like, you got to turn them bad boys sideways and be like, yeah, I got this.
I'll beat your ass.
Yeah. So... Anyway, hanging out with you, I tried to steer away from it. I've heard about it. I know everybody looks at it, but the World Star compilations and stuff like that. So he turned me on to that, and at first we just watched the comps of the week or whatever, with the booty shaking.
It was interesting. It was like, oh man.
Yeah, it was the booty shaking. So it was just like, oh my god. I ain't gonna lie, like. I'm a man, but I'm not like a man. Like, I ain't one of them, like, muscle heads or anything like that. So when I saw, like, the booty shaking, like, it took me back a second. Like, I was just like, oh my god, what's happening right now? Like, why is there so much booty on my television? And it was like shaking and popping, and I was just like, okay. And I looked at Matt, and he's just chill. He's just like watching it, and I'm just like, oh. And he was just like, yeah, my bad. It's gotten worse. He's like, it used to be like 1 or 2. But now it's like 10, like 15.
It used to be like 1, 2. Now it's like the first 4 minutes of the whole Vine comp is just booty, 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 booty.
Yeah, so he turned me on to that, and so we would like chill out, get our minds right. This is before I had cable. So we would like put on the Vine comps. I was able to hook it up to the TV, you know, sit there, chill. And we were watching this, and it was cool. I see these dope 100 formulated what it is that I wanted this show to be about. And, you know, it's still not set in stone. Throughout the shows, we'll probably, like, adjust some stuff. Like, I want it to be a lot of fun, and I want to be able to joke around about stuff, and you know, join us every Saturday, except me, Fern, and my boy Matt, and Juice, Matt. Yeah, there is another Matt, so I'm not distracted. So, there should be another Matt. Hopefully, I kind of hit him up last time, so he couldn't make it. Excuse me. But he will be here. His name is Matt, and if he wants to use his stage name, I think his stage name is Matt. He'll be joining us, and then always with me will be my boy Juice. Every Sunday, 7 o'clock, here on Q4 Radio. That's QUE4.org/radio. Ooh, that's a mouthful right there.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and then the station number in case you want to call in and. Sorry, I've been drinking soda. That's what I'm talking about. I've been drinking soda. kind of gassy. The station number, if you want to call in, is 312-985-7834. And we'd like to hear your opinion. Me personally, I don't care about your opinion. I really don't want to hear it, but someone out there might, and you might just want to voice it. Maybe you have something to say that discredit me or I said something wrong. In that case, I still don't want to hear it, but you can say it anyway, because I think everybody should have a way to express themselves, even if no one wants to hear it or not. Like me, right now, I doubt anyone is listening to this program as I speak, but still, I'm going to continue to talk as if the world is at my fingertips.
Somebody's listening.
Yes, I'm going to take over the world. This is my first plan in taking over the world, and I guarantee you in the next 10 years, my face and my voice will be plastered all over the world. All right, I apologize. Like I said, I'm not right in the mind, and anybody who knows me knows I'm not right in the mind. But anyway, back to Manstrosity. We got about 15 minutes left in the program. I know we started late, but I'm still going to wrap up at 8 o'clock because I got things I need to do when I play. Choose to the Q4 radio. I know you get there, push it, and, but you got to fight that urge. You got to do something.
You got to be a man.
You got to be a man. Break some fucking refrigerator. Like, I right now am sitting here with a partial fracture in my right hand because I got angry and I didn't want to do anything stupid, so I did something stupid to myself and I punched the wall several times that was plastered and had nothing plastered, and in front of it was a panel, and I just kept punching it. And no, I put a nice size hole in it, like a dent in it, but it was one of them old school houses. You know how they have the little the wood tracks, and then they plaster it, and then on top of that plastering, we had remodeled the room for my sister, so it had these wood panels all over the side, and then it was the trim and everything, and I had punched a hole through the wood paneling into the plaster.
Do you ever think, like, afterwards, like, why didn't I really punch this? Why didn't I punch something I really could destroy?
Yeah, it was because at the moment I had got some bad news at the time, and I was just there, and it was just like, I remember it was dark. We were in the dark. We were in the dark, and she told me some stuff, and I was just like, oh, and I was just like, ah, and it happened. I wasn't even I wasn't drunk or anything. It just happened. It's just you got so filled with rage and anger.
I punched a hole through a wall one time. It was one of those crappy houses, though. I mean, like, it was nice, but like it was just like a sheet of drywall or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess that was just the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I punched it and like my fist just went straight through, so it was just like a hole the size of my fist. And I was like, I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember even as a child, and again, it had to deal with the woman. As a child, I was talking to someone, and they told me something about a girl that I was supposedly dating at the time, and I got mad, and I punched this hole through this wall when I was a kid, and I was just like, damn, my mom's going to come home, and she's going to see this. I'm going to get my butt whooped. Yeah. But I kind of stepped up, and I went, and we had, stuff in the basement, so I went, and I plastered up the wall, and I told my mom about it, and she was like, okay, don't do it again. She couldn't really...
a man about it.
Yeah, she couldn't really punish me because I fixed the wall. It was kind of sloppy, but I still fixed it. But, yeah, and I was kind of shocked that I was able to fix the wall. But, anyway, and then later she just painted over it, and, she put that textured paint. We always had, she would pick the funniest colors, if you knew me as a child or you came over to my house, which is rare because my mom didn't let us have a lot of company, she had Pepto pink walls, and it had that texture on it, so it was rough and stuff like that. So it was just nasty, and then
old school stuff.
Yeah, it had brown trim or whatever. She was always doing something, but it was just nasty. But anyway, sidetrack. So we saw the Vines compilation, and I was like, man, this is crazy because these dudes is beating on these girls, and not just old dudes. Actually, when I say old, I don't mean
talking about the one with the crutch.
The crutch, but also too
The crutch is pretty far.
Well, because there was some that started off where it was just the girls fighting, and then you'd see like these boys step in and just start hitting these girls in the face.
They jump the girls.
Yeah, and it's just like, yo, man. First, let me throw down some rules in case y'all young men and y'all know how this works. A one-on-one fight is a one-on-one fight. Like as much as you geeked up and you want to jump in, unless someone else jumps into the fight, it's a one-on-one fight. Like that's just how it goes.
Young men, that's why you don't fight gang members. Do you know why? Because it's never a one-on-one fight when somebody's in a gang. Because their whole gang has to fight. Once you get like 3 good hits in, you're about to get swarmed, kid. I hope you got all your friends. Otherwise, you're going down.
So there we go. There's some advice right there. So unless you roll them 12, 15 deep, I suggest you not fight at all. Walk it off. Let me be that. Let me give that as my first word of advice. Like part of being a man. And some of you out there might be laughing. Some of my friends listening to the show might be finding this really funny right now. Like, hey, Fern's out there giving advice about being a man. But I think about me and what I would say to my son. And I've had these conversations, especially after seeing those comps. My first thing is, if you can, just walk away. Just walk away. Because a lot of times, it's just BS. It's not worth it. I work in a job where I do security, check IDs, and a lot of times I get a lot of drunk guys trying to start problems. I get a lot of people just in general just want to disrespect some kind of authority, and they're pushing their aggression towards me. And so I'm around that a lot. And sometimes you just have to be like, whatever, and just let it go. So that's my first word of advice to these young men, young gentlemen, young teenagers, teens, whatever you're calling yourself, whatever you represent yourself as. Excuse me 1 second. I got belch. Ooh, excuse me. I did that in there. I don't even care. Just, they're words. And that's it. It's not worth losing your life over. He didn't put hands on your woman. He didn't touch your mom. Even if he said something about your mother, he didn't touch your mother. He didn't, so what? He spit on your shoes. Whatever the situation is. He disrespected your crew. I get it. Those are people's. But you still just got to walk away. They words. They words. They words. First off. Second, going back to what Juice said. If you find someone in a gang, make sure you roll in 12, 15, 20 deep, because
make sure your numbers match their numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Because if them's just street rules, then that's all I can say.
And if you're in Chicago, just don't do that at all. Yes. Somebody's gonna shoot.
Someone is gonna shoot, and we got too many people out there shooting. As is, Apparently, the homicide rate is down though, but still, I see it. I hear about it. Not just on the news, because the news is not an accurate portrayal of what's really going on.
So much that doesn't make Chicago's news.
I hear about it at our situation all the time when we're at work. So just don't put hands on anybody. Period. That's it. But if you have to, I shouldn't say but, because but is a contradictory term, and it dismisses everything I said before that.
When you have to.
Yeah,
you
when
know
you have to.
You know when you have to is in a defense.
Yeah. Okay, someone comes up, slaps your mother. That's not cool.
you almost murdered them.
Yes, that's not cool. You go to the point where they're sitting there and they're like, and they tapping you on the shoulder, but you kill sitting them, and then your mama calls your name out, and you're just like, I'm sorry, and then you drive off because you're embarrassed that you almost beat this dude half to death. Yeah. All right, that's cool.
Because now
that's
you're shaking in the street.
Yeah, it's shaking. All right, so there are certain situations where you should step up and you do get to Miss Drew, and I was just like, all right, and then I left, came here. He asked me if I had a cigarette, and I was like, yeah, hold on a second, I'll give you this rollie. So I gave him a rollie and came back. I was like, what's your name again? He's like, Drew. So that was like the second time, and then I used his name again when I was rolling. I was like, here you go, Drew, here's these papers. Out of everybody's control, they won't be able to make it in, but always have your station tuned into Q4 Radio. They got great underground music, great underground hip hop, great garage bands, or music. So you can join the just like the guys out there. It's a little bit about what it is that you do and about your music. Saying thank you, and we are out.